All right, so this is going to be a brief overview of who I am and where I've come from, because it would take a lot longer than a quick few-minute YouTube video. Someone's asking about my siblings and my whole situation. So I was born in 1974, the youngest of 8 children. We were not in a wonderful situation. Too many kids, weren't able to take care of them. So the youngest few were adopted. We were put in group homes, and you know, there's a big age gap between the oldest and the youngest. So most of the oldest were already out on their own by the time I was born, or they were being fostered or cared for by different homes. So pretty much immediately I was in the system. Me and my brother Tito, my sister Lily, we were the 3 youngest. And we were in different homes, and at times we were in homes together. But you know, it's very difficult to take on 3 kids, to adopt 3 kids, especially if you already have kids of your own. So eventually, the Raymond family agreed to adopt Tito and myself, which was the luckiest thing that could have ever happened to me, because I got to be raised with my brother, to grow up with my brother, and you know, we always looked after each other, mostly him looking after me because I was so much younger. But it was the greatest thing that ever happened to me, because I had someone there my entire life who cared about me. You know, he made it his #1 job to look after me. You know, he thought he was my father, which he was. You know, he tried to play that role, and he did a good job. But yeah, there was 8 of us. We always remained in contact because, as I said, I was the youngest. We were separated from my sister Lily for a while because back then, you know, they thought it was best if she didn't know or didn't have contact with us. That way she could focus on her own life and we could focus on our life. But we didn't forget about her. We missed her every day until finally, you know, we had a great social worker who made up little scrapbooks for each one of us and told us the story of our lives and where we were at what time in our life, and she wrote the name of the family, so my sister was able to look in her scrapbook and say, you were, you know, from 1978 to 70 to 80 with the Raymond family in Wakefield. And so she just did simple 411 information. Raymond and Wakefield, there was 2 of them. The first one she called, my brother answered the phone. So we got in contact after 11 years apart. I think I was a freshman in high school. And you know, we've all remained in contact. You know, big families, it's tough. We have fights and arguments, and don't always get along. You know, we have our own lives to worry about, but it was a pretty amazing story, you know, growing up. I love them all. They're all great people, very supportive of me. I'm the baby of the family, so they've all had a great time watching me grow, and literally grow. I'm the biggest in the family by many, many pounds. I'm also the shortest. I'm the shortest male in the family, but I'm the biggest by far. But that's that. That's my story. Lots of siblings. I also have 3 adopted. No, how do I say it? 3 siblings through my adoptive family that adopted me, who I'm very close with as well, and you know, we're all very close. We've all known each other for over 30 years now. You know, man, over 40 years. So it's more the merrier. You know, it's rare that we would all get together for one big thing. My wedding was one. That's about it. Hopefully, you know, in the next coming years, once I upgrade to a slightly bigger house, I can have everyone over. Right now my house is too small for all that. I also have over 30 nieces and nephews, which is pretty crazy. It's just impossible to having a family that big to stay as close as we'd like to, you know. It is what it is. But thanks for the question. You know, someday I'll have a much more in-depth way of telling this story, because there's so much more to discuss, and it's pretty interesting to some people. But for now, that's about it. I feel very blessed, as I've said, you know, to have been able to be adopted and grow up in such an amazing area of the world. You know, Boston is amazing, has the best educational system in the world, the best hospitals in the world, and as far as I'm concerned, the best people. You know, if someone in Boston don't like you, they ain't gonna sugarcoat it. You know, there's no half-assing it. A lot of blue-collar, hard-working people, and I'm very lucky to have been raised here. Thanks.
Alright, this is the Boston Mass. Thanks again for watching. Now, if you're not subscribing, subscribe now. Tell all your friends to subscribe. If you haven't, do it now. Alright?